All right, metalheads, this is DJ REM and the Crushed Beyond Dust show, only on Metal Devastation Radio. And I have Adrian and Aiden from the band Negation on the line. How are you guys doing tonight?
Really good. How about you? How are you?
Not too bad at all. Hey, why don't you guys start, if you don't mind, by introducing yourselves and what your spots in the band are, and then also introduce the guys that are not with us tonight.
Okay, well, I'm Aiden. I'm lead vocals and rhythm guitarist for Negation. We're missing our guitarist, Christopher Helvig, tonight. He has a midterm tomorrow, I think. He's studying for his engineering degree. So I'm here. I finished my day of student teaching at a junior high school, and I'm here with Adrian doing the interview. Adrian, go ahead, man.
Yeah, my name is Adrian Johnson. I'm the drummer of the band, and yeah, that's what we do.
Okay, Matt. Where are you guys located at?
Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, where it's really, really cold.
Nice. You guys got snow right now?
Oh my God, a lot of snow.
Yeah, I see it's been snowing up there a lot, so.
Yeah, do you guys ever get snow?
Yeah, I'm in Michigan. Yeah, it's coming.
Oh, nice. I was going to say, I'm so, naive and kind of ignorant to everywhere else in the world. I have no idea, temperatures in the States at all.
Yeah, up in I'm in Michigan in lower in lower Michigan, but up in the upper peninsula where I'm from, where some of my family lives, they got 42 inches on the ground right now.
Wow, do you guys have awesome ski hills and stuff like that?
There's some good skiing, yeah. Lots of good snowmobile and stuff like that.
Nice, that'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah, definitely. So, what is going on with Negation right now? What do you guys have? Do you guys have any live shows coming up and anything you need to push?
Yeah, actually, we've got a show we're headlining on December 6th. It's actually a local show, the first one in a long time. We live in St. Albert, which is just outside of Edmonton. And our buddy from a different band actually started putting on shows here locally, just like this is his second show. And so he put us on the bill and let us headline, so we're extremely excited about that. We're trying to push that to no end. It's going to be epic.
Yeah, that's badass. Congratulations on that.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Who's going to be playing with you guys, do you know?
Yeah, there's a few bands. There's one band from our home city, too. They're called Deliria. It's, they've been around for, I think, almost as long as us, so around 5 years, which is pretty cool. I kind of know the guys from around the city, and there's a couple other bands on there. There's one called Tides of Charon, Appraise the Peril, and newly they added this one band called Counted Among Saints, and they've been around for a couple years too, and they're not bad.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. They're all kind of local bands. So
nice. Well, when you guys do the show, if any of them are interested in getting their music on air or doing interviews, please let them know about me and the radio station so we can hook it up.
Honestly, for sure. I'm sure they'd love to do it too, because this is such a kind of unique experience. I don't think many, at least local bands from around here, do kind of stuff like this.
Yeah, well, I'm my radio show specifically, most of the DJs at the station, but my kind of the thing that I do and have always done is I play independent bands, I play unsigned bands. I mean, that's almost my entire show is, you'll hear a little bit of mainstream here and there, but for the most part, you're going to hear, bands like Negation that are out there trying to do something and make a name for themselves, so.
Yeah, honestly, that's amazing, and it makes such a world of difference to the band, and I think you hear a lot of, cool, unique music that you wouldn't get exposed to otherwise, right?
Exactly, and that's why I love Metal Devastation Radio, because like I said, most of the DJs, that's what everybody's about here, is about playing bands like you guys and just trying to do our part to help you guys. So
yeah, that's the coolest philosophy. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, thanks a lot too.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you. What how long have you guys been together as a band then? You kind of mentioned on it, but kind of how long and what kind of got the band started in the beginning?
Yeah, it's roughly 5 years old. We started in the summer of 2010, so I mean it's just approaching the 5-year mark, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, and actually, it's kind of we've kind of had a lot of member changes throughout the years and stuff like that. So we are actually the two only original members from the band back from 5 years ago, which is pretty cool.
Okay, well, very good. Well, then that makes you guys the perfect ones to be on the line talking to then.
Yeah, we've got a lot of experience with it.
We've been through a lot of ex-members and a lot of different tiny tragedies, you could say, along the way. We're finally still back together and trying to kick it up a bit, so it's going well.
Okay, very good. So how often does the current band all get together and practice and such right now?
Usually once a week, ideally. And usually when we get around shows and stuff like that, we'll try to kick it up the week before, do do a couple extra practices and stuff like that. But usually, like for the last almost 5 years, semi-consistently, it's like trying to been like, every week.
Right. Where do you guys practice at? You have like a designated practice space somewhere?
Yeah, and in my basement actually. And Aiden's got like a kind of rough kid at his house and stuff like that. And sometimes when my family's like, shut up,
Right.
I have to try to jam. Yeah, it works good.
Those families, I tell you.
Yeah, literally.
Always getting in the way of stuff.
Yeah, literally. I mean, doesn't everyone love heavy metal? That's such easy listening music.
It is. It's the best. Okay, so here's a question for each of you. What kind of influences have you had in your life that got you into metal and in music and made you want to do something like this?
Okay, well, for me, this is Aiden talking. I guess for me, it was back when I was a younger kid. I used to go to a lot of local shows at places called the Avenue Theater and GSCBs, little local venues, and see these bands that are only a couple years older than me playing with these touring bands that had been around for, like 5-6 years, and they were always so good, and these little bands would be opening for them. And I always thought, wouldn't they be cool to be on the other side one day and not just be, someone in the crowd, but someone up on stage creating that emotion, creating that feeling and that drive that made me so crazy as a kid, made me feel so special at a show, And after years and years of that, and I picked up the guitar after I was fired from piano lessons as a kid because I was pressing my teacher's keys too hard, and she left a message on my answering machine at home saying, like, you can't play for me anymore because you're too disorderly on the piano. So I said, well, I guess screw this, and I took up the guitar when I was about 15. Been playing that ever since, and we started Negation only a few years later, and we're still going today. So I'm pretty happy with everything as it sits.
Very cool. Did I get both of you with that question?
Oh, I didn't know. Yeah. I guess for me, it was actually funny. I used to play trumpet in a band, and I was like in competitive gymnastics kind of like training or whatever for several years. And as soon as I quit, I kind of needed something to fill up my time, like a new hobby. And I really wanted to play the drums. I don't know why I was really attracted to it. But then after my band teacher, who was actually a drummer, refused to teach me drums, I think it was because I was so, I don't know, all right at trumpet. I quit that and just dedicated so much time. Maybe it was out of spite or something, but I just practiced the drums constantly. And from there, it just kind of built and built and built and built. And yeah, I guess here's what it is. It's just way too much fun.
Nice. See, you took that negative energy you took from him refusing to help and turned it into something positive. Awesome.
Yeah, I think in a lot of ways that's like kind of some part of like the essence of metal, right?
Yeah.
Takes sort of negative emotions and puts it to something like constructive and beautiful.
Yes, I definitely agree with you. Did you guys, either of you, have like anyone in your family that was musically talented and any music that kind of helped push you, or did you just kind of find it on your own?
Actually, it was kind of independent, I think. Like my sister and I are pretty musical, both of us, and like our extended family are musical, but my direct family, like my dad's really stoic and my mom's like a really hard worker, but not musically. So I think like they kind of supported us through it, especially like letting me have a full drum set in my house. Which
right.
But it was never actually kind of like they, I guess, gave me the talent. They just kind of supported me along my way, which is cool.
That's kind of the same for me too. I mean, like, none of my family plays music, but kind of like Adrian too. I mean, in a lot of ways, my dad was always big on the whole sports thing, and I was never too much into that as a younger kid. I went to every kind of sport between the ages of probably 7 and 13, but in the end I decided I wanted to play music and stuff and create music. And my dad, even though I'm sure he was sad because his son didn't want to do the sports he played when he was a younger guy, bought me an electric guitar one Christmas and said, go for it, and got me some lessons and everything. And once I started, I think he really supported me after that when he saw that I was actually playing in bands and creating meaningful music. So yeah, like, I thank my parents a lot for everything, but in the end it was an independent choice to get involved in metal and hardcore music. Okay,
very cool. So how did you guys come up with the name of the band? Where does Negation come from?
This is actually a really interesting story.
Good, I love stories.
Yeah, one of our ex-members, he was our first bassist. His name was Charlie Mugen, and we played one single show with him, and this was back, way before we were really solidified. Like, we played one show with him, and we used to be called Eyeless in Gaza, I think that was our first name as a band is Eyeless in Gaza, but it was taken by a different band. So we got a threat about copyright, so
Once we heard about that, Charlie thought up this really cool name, which is actually rooted in Buddhist philosophy and culture, which his family actually was a part of. They were part of the Buddhist culture and tradition. But it was weird because after he'd played the one show with us, and we almost got around to recording with him and all this kind of stuff, but one day I was leaving a night class, a philosophy class at the University of Alberta, and I got a call from our first vocalist. His name, he's still there. He plays in some different band. He plays bass for this other band. But anyway, when he was doing vocals for us, this guy, Jake Furby, called me up and he said, "Man, Charlie's gone." And I kind of said, like, "What do you mean Charlie's gone?" And he explained that Charlie actually had committed suicide earlier that day. Rest in peace to Charlie Newen, first off. He actually took his life jumping off a footbridge in Edmonton. And ever since then, we haven't heard from him. We didn't have any contact from his parents to go to the funeral. So as far as we know, since that day, Charlie's been gone, but his spirit's still with us, and especially because of the fact that he passed away, we kept the name and never thought about changing it.
Well, I think that's really cool that you kept the name in honor of your friend, and my condolences to the law. I mean, that's just craziness.
Yeah, it's like kind of, it's weird to think about, because you just kind of go on with your life, and I mean, it's not really emotionally activating in any ways, but it's just very kind of like, wow, it's crazy. I was actually watching, what's Charlie Sheen's show?
2.5 Men?
Yeah, 2.5 Men, and it was actually the episode where he died, and I was watching that with a couple of my friends, and like the TV said, it was like, Charlie died, and I was like, okay. And then like 30 seconds later, I kid you not, I got a call from Jake being like, Charlie died. And I was like, what? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's ironic.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a deep story.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's interesting.
It is. Okay, where can people go to find out more about Negation? What social networking and websites and stuff are you guys using?
We're big on Facebook, so if you go Facebook /Negation Nation, you'll find us there. We're also big on YouTube. There's lots of tracks from all the releases up there. I think that is the Negation Nation, so just put the in front of it. But for Facebook, it's just /Negation Nation. Facebook, YouTube, Reverb Nation, those are the three main ones.
Okay, and then, so with this current album that you guys have out, Packin' Hate, where did you guys record this at?
We actually have a friend that plays in a rock band in the city. The band's called Unbalanced, and their guitarist, Jimmy, actually had a really good home studio in his basement. And I kid you not, that's a basement recording album. I know it sounds crazy, but this guy is a mastermind. He's got his own problems and stuff too, but he's a mastermind beneath it all. He did a fantastic job with it.
I'm going to say yes, it's because it does sound amazing, and kudos to him, and well, kudos to you guys for putting it out there so good.
Yeah, totally.
So I'm also sitting here because I'm a huge fan of cover art. So I'm looking at the cover, and then I guess I'm looking probably at the back as well here. So who designed this artwork for you guys? Who put it together?
It's actually funny. My friend Hannah LaCramp, she's an artist. She goes to the Calgary School ACAD for just art, and we've been friends for a long while. She actually did all the art on the album. The design itself was done by a guy named Dave Couteau, who's a vocalist in another band, but the front cover of the hands, it's actually our hands in my backyard in a pile of dirt.
Nice.
That's just our hands in like fall. And then the inside cover photo with our two faces that are all painted, kind of like the death masks or whatever. She took a picture of us just in my basement on a black backdrop, and then with her art skills, she printed them out and then painted over them so they look all splotchy and faded.
Very cool, very cool. And I have to tell you, I love this quote, "Drop the guns, 'cause I'm done and I'm packing hate." I love that.
Yeah. We were going for, packing heat, like the guns, and it was
Yep.
just packing hate instead. That was Aiden's idea.
Yeah, and one funny thing too, that's actually taken from a Facebook status that I made a month earlier, and I decided, hey man, that's a cool concept for the album. And believe it or not, Maladminister, it's right before the Roswell incident. That was originally going to be called Packin' Hate, but because our ex-vocalist, who actually quit during the recording process, so I was left to do the Roswell incident, I actually made that song in studio, because there was no time left. Like, I couldn't waste any time, because our vocalist, his name was Wyatt, he pieced out, and he had this set of lyrics for the song that I wanted to call Pack and Hate, and he called it Maladminister. So ever since then, we changed the name to Maladminister. But in a lot of ways, that song, the feel of that song really encapsulates the whole Pack and Hate concept.
Yeah, and especially with the gun and the shovel that are like kind of on the back of the album as well. It's on the CD. It's kind of like pack in with the shovel and then hate with the gun.
Nice.
Both of those.
I'm gonna start after the interview. I'm gonna play that song first.
Nice. That's a good place to start, for sure.
I think so.
That's actually the kind of introduction to our newest guitarist, Chris Helvig. He has the solo at the end of that song, and you know the album is very just heavy, but he's kind of taking all the songs we've written and adding a whole new kind of like, you know, cool layer to it.
Yeah, a whole lead guitar layer. I'm not really big on solos, but you gotta see this guy. He's phenomenal.
Yeah, so like all of our songs are basically just like another level up because of him.
Do you guys have any? Is there any videos or anything out there of you guys on YouTube or anything?
Yeah, if you go to our Facebook page, we've got we played a show at the Cellar, which is a show or a venue in Edmonton, and a guy did just a phone recording of us there, and that sounds really good. And at our next show, actually, we're planning on getting a videographer and videotaping the whole thing. So we'll have lots of videos kind of ongoingly coming out.
Right, yeah, that'll be badass. Very cool. So here's a question for each of you, because I'm always curious to know.
Yeah.
If I grabbed your iPod or MP3 player, phone, however you listen to music, what bands would I find you listening to right now?
Oh man, that changes on like a daily basis. But I mean, today I'm listening to a lot of Carnival, which is like an Australian. I think they're like a mix between Tool and then a kind of complicated band called like Animals as Leaders. So they're just this really ambient, really cool kind of like, I would say like, not existential band, but very, very ambient, very technical. I'm listening to a lot of Animals as Leaders. I really like Meshuggah, All Shall Perish. Yeah, it kind of changes all the time, and it's a kind of a wide variety, but it's all very technical, I guess.
Yeah. I'd say for me, if I had to pick 3 top ones, it would definitely be Turnstile's new release. It's called Nonstop Feeling, and I heard the single off it. It's called Gravity, and they're such a heavy band, and their new song is really tight and super groovy. So Turnstile would be the first one. I'm really big on this band from the Midwest called Expire. We saw them actually, I think it was like a month ago roughly, and they were absolutely amazing. I've never seen a better band live. They're a 4-piece band. It's not like a 10-piece band. They're just such a great lineup. I think it's such a great project they're doing. And lastly, I mean, I gotta say, like Madball, because they've been around forever. They're a big inspiration for me, and I think their tunes are also groovy. So.
Okay, very cool. In case anybody cares, the band that I've been listening to a lot is a band from Denmark called Anonymous.
Cool.
Anonymous?
Anonymous.
No, Anominus.
What kind of style are they?
They're pretty heavy. I'll send you a link later.
Yeah, totally. I'd love to hear
You
them.
can check them out. I interviewed them a couple weeks ago. They're really cool.
Wow, that'd be cool to like listen to like a band you're listening to right now, like a lot, and then get to interview them, talk to the guys. That'd be cool.
That's what I like. That's what I usually do.
Yeah, totally.
So, what else? So, what do you guys do to relax? When you're not playing music or, in class and doing all these other things? You guys have any crazy hobbies or anything you like to do?
Well, actually, I'm usually really, really busy all the time, doing a lot of different things. I actually coach gymnastics because that's what I did as a young kid all the time. So I train like that all the time. I do jiu-jitsu, which is kind of like the grappling and rolling of the UFC fighting. I really like any sort of music, really. Like I play a little acoustic guitar. I love singing. I love snowboarding. I don't know, lots of different things. I'm kind of such a yes man that I'll just pick up random hobbies here and there for fun all the time.
Yeah, I mean, Adrian and I chill a lot, so we'll do everything from going to the bar to hitting up sweet parties, and even sometimes we'll go find old TV sets and bring them out to the countryside and just smash them to pieces. And
That's awesome.
That's the funnest thing out of everything we always do. Smashing up the TVs takes the cake every time. I just love it.
And it's actually pretty funny. We're planning on recording a new demo and stuff like that. And we're thinking of putting all the compilation work of all the things we've smashed over the years or whatever, just to like kind of relax or release or whatever, and putting it on the album.
That'd be awesome. Very cool.
Yeah, Yeah, we're gonna call it, I think, primal tendencies.
Yeah, primal tendencies.
That just primal urge to just smash something. It's just way too fulfilling, man. It's just way too much fun.
I'm gonna guess you guys like the movie Office Space, huh?
Oh yeah, that's a good one. I like that movie.
When they smash the printer.
You got it. Yeah, I definitely should watch that.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, watch it. It's hilarious.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, they take this old copy machine and just like smash it in this field, and there's rap music playing in the back.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay, so what's the craziest thing that's ever happened to you guys at a live show you've done that you're willing to share?
Yeah, nothing illegal.
Well, nothing illegal. We'll keep that off there. But one time we had a set. I was supposed to work the next day at 7 a.m. It was going to be a 12-hour day. I just came off a 12-hour day. We got to this festival show during last summer at about 6 p.m., watched these bands, expecting to play at about 11. Our set got pushed to, I think it was like 1 or 2 in the morning.
Oh, wow.
And I gotta say, I was just rip snorting and pissed, and like everyone was not having a good time, and I was really irrational. I took this chair and I just like hucked it against the wall in anger, and it was a big kerfuffle. But we played the show. It was like the best show I ever played. It was super aggressive, super in your face, super fun. Some people left because they were a little offended, but I mean, it was what it was. I guess anything else, injury-wise, we have a friend that I think he almost broke his nose or something in one of our shows. That was pretty sweet. But nothing too out of the ordinary. I mean, oftentimes promoters get their set times all mixed up, but this was an exceptional error, I'm telling you, and it definitely cost me the next day at work.
I bet.
They had two set runners, like they had a rock set and then a metal set right after, and so there was 2 different venue kind of promoters, and so the rock kind of promoter organized way too many bands, was super disorganized. So as we were walking up on stage to set up, this other band was also walking on stage to set up.
Damn.
And so it took us 20 minutes to just get the guys to like play a set because they were all angry, being like, I don't want to play it. And we're like, just do it. And they're like, fine, we'll do it. And we're like, no, this is shit, or this is terrible. We'll walk off. Random question: are you not allowed to swear on air? Is that a thing?
No, we're internet radio. You can say whatever you want, man.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
I have to ask Aiden, though. I heard him use a word. Did you say kerfuffled?
Yeah, I said kerfuffle. Totally did, yeah.
Is that like a Canadian thing for pissed or something, or what?
Yeah, it's kind of like kicking up a fuss, I guess. It's the best way.
Okay.
Have you never used that word or heard that word?
No, I think I have, but I had to have fun with it.
Yeah, you could just put fucking in the middle, right? Kerfuffle.
There you go.
Right?
See, that I understand.
You can make that our new tagline or something.
That's awesome. Okay, so now it's time for the most important question of the interview, so I hope you guys are ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Which one of the guys in the band spends the most time in front of a mirror before they go live on stage?
I don't really know. I mean, I don't spend time in front of the mirror. I prepare to the nines. I get all my picks in a row and like make sure everything's set up well. So I spend a lot of time like caring for the equipment and making sure it's ready to go and getting myself prepped. But it's nothing like the mirror. I'd say like, I don't want to point Chris out here, but just being kind of newer in the band, I think he might be a little more self-conscious about his appearance because he doesn't necessarily appear metal. And I told him it shouldn't matter, but I think that he still has this mindset that he's supposed to appear a certain way on stage, which is a falsity, but I mean, I can understand.
I mean, by the end of the set, you're so sweaty and everything, right? It doesn't like, you almost want to look really crappy and stuff like that. I mean, honestly, I'm more concerned about my bowel movements before a show than how I look.
Yeah.
Is that, have you heard other bands say that's a thing? It's called, what is it, PSD? Or PSS?
PSS.
Yeah, pre-show shit, PSD, pre-show dump.
That is a first.
It's a thing. Honestly, ask any band. Every band does it. It's like one less thing to worry about when you're on stage.
Well,
like,
definitely. I mean, I get it, yeah.
Yeah.
Who wants to have to deal with that when you're in the middle of a set? I mean, come on.
Yeah, you can't just be like, give me a second, guys. I gotta go, like...
I'll be right back.
Like, you gotta power through that.
Exactly. Okay, is there anything else you would like to tell the world, the people tuned in, the people that are going to hear this when it's up on my YouTube channel? Anything I have not asked you about the band, about Negation, that you want to make sure people know?
Just that we're still going, and that we're a three-piece band. So everything you hear is a three-piece band and can be played as a three-piece band. And I guess my last little thing to anyone listening out there would just be that I hope you know that you can do anything in this life. And you know what? You can go be a student teacher during the day and go play a crazy metal show at night. Who gives a fuck? You can do anything you want. If you set your mind to it, it will happen. Yeah, that pretty much sums it up.
I second that. Damn straight.
Yeah, I like it.
Exactly. Okay, so I have a triple shot of Negation lined up, and then later in the evening I'll play some more. They have these rules that we can only play like 3 tracks from a band at once, so...
And you can't repeat tracks or anything like that? Play one of those. Yeah.
Yeah, they got all these rules that I gotta try to follow, so... I do the best I can.
I'm sure you do a really good job at it.
Yes. So, I got Malad Minister. Oh, wait, I said that wrong.
Valid minister?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. And Disperse the Disciples and Consumed by Filth, all coming up.
Oh, yeah. Nice. That's awesome, man. Yeah, thanks a lot, man.
All right. So, okay, you guys just hold on the line for a minute for me.
Hey, got it.
All right, Metalheads, this is DJ Rem, and that's been a killer interview with the guys, Adrian and Aiden from the band Negation. Hope you have enjoyed it.